Hello there and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Majin N.M.E. For my first video, I wanted to do something very niche but very fun, and that's see how the original 2013 Death Battle Goku compares to the original Dragon Ball Z manga Cell Games Goku. As odd as that may sound, when you actually compare both fighters' actual speed, strength, skill, and abilities, it actually comes off as very lopsided in terms of the actual victor. To get one thing out of the way, this is neither a rant nor a debunk of the original Death Battle Goku. The truth is that original video still holds a lot of nice memories for a lot of people, and honestly it's kind of nice to see it back every once in a while. This video is only really meant to demonstrate how much Dragon Ball scaling has changed in the last decade. Quickly onto the rules, the first one being that Death Battle Goku is his own character. That means I will not add any outside scaling that the video itself does not present. With manga Goku, we will only be looking at the actual raw official Dragon Ball Z manga and not take anything from things like the anime or actual movies. What this essentially means is that he will be about as bare as it really comes. This is to make sure that Goku stays at about a pretty low-balled level in terms of his actual full power. To begin with Death Battle Goku, we quickly reach a very big issue in his actual analysis, and that is that all power scaling and power levels cannot be used in any way. This was decided because of the amount of actual raw inconsistencies throughout the series when it comes to power scaling. Now obviously not being able to be scaled to Cell, Frieza, and Buu actually creates very big problems for Goku in terms of actually finding his raw power. Instead of scaling Goku's raw striking strength, the only thing that the video really gives us is Goku's raw lifting strength. Which, to anybody who knows anything about Dragon Ball, knows that it's not much of a real consolation prize. So, by using a gravity formula and the raw Super Saiyan multipliers, they actually managed to take a 40-ton manga feat and turn it to roughly around 160,000 at full Super Saiyan 4. According to the results, they claim that that puts him around continent level in terms of raw lifting strength. Let's just play devil's advocate and put him at around half planetary in terms of raw striking strength. This just comes from the animation when him and Superman punch each other, creating a Planet Viltrum feat, but let's just be nice, because to be honest it just feels kind of weird not to really put anything here. Now where things get interesting is how actually strong he is in terms of raw ki output. Using Newton's third law and some pretty questionable logic, they actually found that Goku's AP must actually be completely comparable to his actual raw durability. What's his durability? Well, by using a baseline of Android 16's self-destruction bomb, which was stated to be planetary.
Potential was Kaioken times 4.
That was intended for Goku.
It was intended to be a last resort.
And a new gravity formula that only goes up to Kaioken times 4. We end up with a number of around 35 sextillion megatons of TNT. When scaling manga Goku, there's only one big hurdle that we actually have to go through, and that's seeing how much weaker Goku is in comparison to Perfect Cell. Despite being the strongest Z fighter, it's pretty blatant that Cell was holding back a horrible amount of power in terms of his fight with Goku for the sake of raw entertainment. However, it should be noted that Goku did manage to hurt Cell when he actually did the instant transmission Kamehameha. And unlike Majin Buu, Cell doesn't actually have a very malleable body, meaning it has to scale to something. However, Final Fight Cell Saga characters aren't really that much stronger than each other when you take into account Super Saiyan 2 only being a 2x multiplier. Whether or not this is true or not, this is just all we really have to go by. I believe that a very acceptable lowball would be to say Cell is roughly around 20 times stronger than Goku. This is based around any hypothetical 10x multiplier grade 3 Super Saiyan could have, and an additional 2x multiplier just for the sake of Super Saiyan 2. Let's keep lowballing Goku and say that he only scales to the very lowest form of any solar system level feat. This is due to the fact that we never actually see Perfect Cell actually blow anything up in his actual final fight. And unfortunately, the only actual video recording we have of any possible thing to scale off of comes from a random DS game, which doesn't apply to this purity form of Goku that we've agreed on actually using. Now, if the belief that 29 Foe is around the baseline of actual solar system, all we have to do is just take 29 Foe and divide it by 20 to get our actual value. And then, for the sake of consistency, we'll only take that value and then convert it into megatons of TNT. The result is 33 octillion megatons of TNT. In terms of raw lifting strength, let's just seem to agree that Goku at this point can lift up a very large rock. And now for the speed section, let's see how these two actually go by. Going into Death Battle Goku, we can already see another really big problem start to pop up. The speed value they gave to Goku comes from scaling Goku as being able to fly through snake waves 1 million kilometers in around a bit over 24 hours. That's not really the issue. The big issue here is the fact that the final number that they got through adding another gravity formula is repeating at one point. But let's just let the chips fall where they may. They do confidently say that
At over 2.5 billion kilometers per hour, over 2 times the speed of light.
So, in terms of the actual raw manga, all speed scaling really does come from one single feat. And that would be Piccolo blowing up the moon and how you actually really scale it. If we only use the actual manga time frames, then honestly we can get a feat that's more around just pure 1 second, which would be around just simply the speed of light. However, just to keep the consistency of a low bald Goku, let's just simply say it's more around 0.5 Sol. So we take that 50% the speed of light value, multiply it by Kaioken times 4 towards the end of the actual Saiyan saga. To make things even more extreme, let's just pretend that Goku at the actual beginning of his Frieza fight is only then stronger than his actual Kaioken times 4 in terms of actual ability. With a whopping 2 times the speed of light, let's just multiply that by the normal Super Saiyan 50 to end up at a simple 100 times the speed of light. Now let's go even further beyond and say that Goku at no point actually becomes faster between the Cell games and the Frieza saga. This is ludicrous, but let's just keep going with it. And now on to our more actual abstract category. Both are martial arts masters, both can use instant transmission, but this is where they start to actually lose commonality. Simply put, Death Battle Goku is acknowledged to have lived through everything that Cell Games Goku has and so much more. This means that in terms of actual raw skill, it is beyond insane in terms of where they actually at. He also possesses the power pole, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think it really changes much in the actual outcome. Unfortunately, neither the actual Dragon Fist nor the actual times 20 are brought up as being legitimate factors for his actual AP, despite the fact that both of them have consistently been shown to actually raise the ki of the user. So now let's actually compare the final values of actual all 3 major categories between the two. And the results are about as obvious as kind of possible. Unfortunately, with a difference in power this big, it does actually create a hill that just can't really be climbed by Death Battle Goku. With an over 40 times difference in speed, we can see that things don't actually get that much better for Death Battle Goku in terms of agility either. The only real place I feel like he absolutely dominates is the skill and experience section of this all. Unfortunately, due to the fact that this is Dragon Ball, skill and experience rarely actually makes a difference when faced with actual raw, unbridled power. So, for the outcome of this video, I think it's fair to say that the chosen winner is Cell Saga Goku.
And I don't care for the suggestion that you're stronger than me.
Yeah, I wasn't really suggesting.
What?